Well, hello, folks, and welcome back. And we have got an interesting bit of breaking old school tabletop RPG news for you today. Something that I thought everybody would find interesting, and we're going to share that with you in just a minute. But of course, I'd like to remind you that this is brought to you by our friends at Goodman Games. Goodman makes the kind of adventures that they'd like to play, whether it's for Castles and Crusades, for 5th edition, or the OSR. Old School is in play at the table with Goodman Games, and you can check them out on Drive-Thru RPG or on their website, hellabardgames.com. And of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications to find out when more great videos are coming. So this is actually coming to us now. This is from ICV2, which is a sort of a geek hobby business website, and I will link to their article below. But this actually has to do with something we did a deep dive on here on a live stream, a few live streams actually, not too long ago, and it's a favorite of old school gamers, and it's of course the Grimtooth'S Traps. Goodman Games, who have been a force majeure in doing deluxe versions of classic Dungeons and Dragons modules in a series of very chunky hardbacks, have teamed up to bring Grimtooth'S Old School Traps to Dungeon Crawl Classics and 5th edition. Now, if you're not sure what Grimtooth'S Traps are, maybe you're kind of new to the old school hobby, or you just hadn't heard of them before in general, there is a series of books that originally were released by Flying Buffalo Games all the way back in the very early 1980s, and they consist of a series of tongue-in-cheek handbooks meant for dungeon masters and for those just looking for a good chortle about D&D, and they contain a series of increasingly convoluted and lethal traps, almost always accompanied by humorous illustrations. And of course, I've known more than one DM who treated the entire book as an adventure module. But we've got this now. Again, this is from ICV2. Goodman Games licenses Grimtooth Traps from Rebellion Unplugged. For Grimtooth's Old School Traps for 5e and Dungeon Crawl Classics. Goodman Games licensed Grimtooth Traps from Rebellion Unplugged for a Grimtooth's Old School Traps book for 5e and Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. Rebellion Unplugged recently acquired Grimtooth's Traps as part of their purchase of Flying Buffalo's RPG line. See Rebellion announces in acquisition. Goodman Games will now make sure that Grimtooth the Troll will make his return to the tabletop, with books headed to backer kit in Q4 2023. Grimtooth's Old School Traps has over 150 traps to include in a dungeon crawl. These traps are explained, illustrated, and come with stats so they can be instantly inserted into encounters. The collection of traps includes Engines of Destruction, Delver Dicers, Hey, What I Do, Character Crushers, Adventurer Anxieties, Minion Munchers, Hero Hangovers, General Tricks, and other rare and dangerous hazards. So I think that's kind of cool. And if I'm being completely honest with you, one of my most favorite Grimtooth's Traps of all was the amazing Ginsu Chute, a very steep, slick pit trap that would slide an adventurer down towards a razor blade that branched off to the left and right, with predictable results for the unwary adventurer. So this is kind of interesting because they're bringing this to 5e, and of course, you know my personal feelings on 5e and its lack of lethality. Several of these traps are pretty much instant death, and in an era of, well, can I get a saving throw to not die? Can I get another saving throw to not die? Can I get another saving throw to not die? and so on and so on and etc., it does make me wonder how this will fit into the modern landscape of everybody gets multiple do-overs. But of course, I want to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments below. Are you excited about this? Are you a DCC player who doesn't have these volumes and you're really looking forward to see the treatment that the folks over at Goodman bring to it? Let me know down in the comments below, and of course, we'll be back later this evening to play some first edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons on live stream, and we've got live videos we do 5 nights a week, and interstitial videos as cool little news items like this pop up. But until then, guys, take care of yourself, and make sure the thief goes first. Peace.